Hi guys, so I'm doing a bit of a different video today. I went to B&M yesterday for the first time in what seems like ages. Had a really good look around, like you know when you get your trolley and you just literally go down every aisle. I just wanted to have a really slow walk and enjoy like perusing everything basically. I did pick up quite a few things, so I think we'll start with just general household stuff. It's probably the most boring. I picked up these silicone sponges. I'm not sure how true it is. It says multi-use reusable sponges, eco alternative to foam, can be used to clean dishes, blah, blah, blah. And it says they're reusable and durable, BPA free and German odor resistant. It says it resists odors and inhibits bacteria growth. So I don't know how true that is because the normal sponges, like I've heard horror stories about the level of stuff that can grow inside them and it's pretty gross. So I thought maybe we'll just give these a go, and when they're sat on the side they won't be building up so much like gunk inside them. I also picked up a few hand washes. They were only like £1 each or something for these massive ones. So I got this one, and then I got two of the funky flavours from the Cousins Creative range. I've had some of these before. I think I've actually had this one I picked up to the moon and back, Space Candy and Coconut Cream. I think I've had this one in a shower gel before and really liked it, so that's why I picked that one up. And then this one is Be Happy, Orange Blossom and Lemon Drops. And I thought that sounded really refreshing as we're coming to spring soon. So yeah, they were quite cheap. I also picked up a replacement spatula, although I'm not sure if this is called a spatula or if it's called a fish slice. I've always called it a spatula, but I believe I might be wrong. But yeah, our old one has become a bit melted and like mangoed, so definitely needed that. I could have got the receipt out actually. So just to recap, because I didn't say what the actual prices of anything were. So it's calling this a turner. That was £1. The hand washes were all £1. We also have the Harpic adhesive toilet block. So it's a pack of 4. And they kind of just get like stuck onto the side of the toilet and then they last quite a while. I prefer these to all of the ones that hang over the side, just because I feel like there's excessive, like it's not necessary to have all that plastic and then what do you do with it afterwards? I realise this comes in a plastic pack, but so do all the others. So I'm just minimising I feel like that's what I'm doing anyways, minimising the amount of unnecessary plastic inside. I did see one that was like a block that you could put in the toilet cistern, but I don't think I have access to one of the cisterns in my house, so that wouldn't really be a good setup for the toilets that I have here. And then I picked up a couple of like toiletries. I needed some more Sensodyne, so I got the Sensodyne Advanced Whitening. And also I was actually hoping they would have Sensodyne Pro Enamel. They didn't have that one, but they did have Colgate's version of it. So this is repair and enamel strength. So I thought I'd give that one a go as well. So I'll probably use those interchangeably. How much were they? Colgate was £2.99. Can't even see the Sensodyne on here. Oh yeah, Sensodyne was £3.29 and the Harpic was £2.49. Oh, excuse me. I just remember that I also bought these as part of the house stuff, but I forgot and put them in the drawer already. But yeah, these are like refillable new heads or whatever for that. Dishmatic refills were £1.75. I also picked up a deodorant antiperspirant refill. You might have seen one of my videos before where I talk about my journey with natural deodorant. I did try natural deodorant for quite some time. I kept having like different reactions and things. Sorry about the lighting here. The sun is going in and out of the clouds like crazy, so you can see the pattern of my curtain now on my face. Yeah, and I basically had to switch back to antiperspirant because I was basically getting a lot of eczema and like rashes and things and just having an allergy to everything. It is not clear whether it's my own sweat that I'm allergic to or the products or whatever it is, but I just was losing sleep like because of the discomfort, so I just decided to switch back to this in the meantime. That was £2.20. I also picked up a couple of skincare products, which I've never actually bought from B&M before, but they had this, I don't know if you can see that very well. It's the Face Facts Polypeptide Fusion Cream. It says strengthening skin protein shot with amino acids and moringa seed oil. I did check the ingredients whilst I was in the shop. It does have jojoba oil, moringa oil, folic acid, sodium hyaluronate, which is a version of hyaluronic acid. Yeah, I think that's all the active, or like, you know, specific skincare ingredients that are in there. Oh, it also has glycerin as the second ingredient, which is also a humectant like hyaluronic acid, so it helps your skin to hold on to moisture. So I'll give that a go and see how that is. I typically have very dry skin on my face, so I need like not necessarily really thick creams, but they need to have like good ingredients to help protect my skin barrier, because it flares up very easily and gets broken. I also picked this up. This is the Summer Beauty Coconut Hydrating and Softening Moisturising Body Cream with coconut oil, argan oil and vitamin E. And it looks very similar to the Sol de Janeiro body creams, which I've never actually used. I've used other products from them, but not the body creams. I'm not really a gourmand lover, like the caramelly, vanilla, anything that tastes like dessert. I don't want to put that on my body, but I thought this one will be more like summer fresh, you know, beachy kind of scent with the coconut, which it does. I really like coconut actually, unless it's with specifically with like vanilla or anything that makes it into like a food smell, like too sickly. If it's in a more like coconut fresh, outdoor in the summer beachy kind of smell, then I like it. But yeah, I'll be trying that on my body at some point over the next few days. And then we have a few food items I picked up. This is the peri peri sauce. I don't know this brand. It's called Saucy with 2 Y's. But yeah, it's peri peri garlic. I checked the ingredients. It wasn't that dissimilar to the actual Nando's one that was next to it on the shelf. Like most of the ingredients were pretty much the same, and the nutritional information as well. So I thought, you know what, might as well. It pretty much seems like a dupe. So I'll be giving that a go with my chicken. Then I picked up this fajita mix. I haven't cooked my chicken in a fajita mix for ages, so I thought maybe the end of this week or next week I might make like a fajita rice bowl or something like that. And I saw these on offer. I think they were left over from Christmas, because obviously they're roast turkey and stuff in flavour, but they were reduced to like half price or something. Yeah, and they're still good until next month, so pick those up. I do love anything like turkey and stuff in flavour. I picked up a milk because I use this every day, and it was slightly cheaper in B&M than it is in the supermarket. I would have bought more, but I can't carry 5 million tons of stuff home on the bus. I also picked these up. These are supposed to be like a Pringles dupe, I believe. This was the only flavour they had in for this brand, like next to the actual Pringles, and it's supposed to be salt and vinegar. Where is the vinegar? Like, they're really good, but as lightly salted. You get the tiniest hint of vinegar when you first put them in your mouth, and then it is like gone immediately. So I wouldn't say the flavour profile lives up to what it says on the tin, but they're good anyway, as lightly salted. Then I picked up 2 packs of biscuits. You might have seen me mention this before, but I don't eat dairy, so I have to check for like if I ever buy snacks and biscuits and stuff that there's no milk in them. So I picked up some of the original Oreos. They are vegan. I don't think they're any good if you have a severe milk allergy, because it does say may contain milk. Maybe the environment that they make them in is like has milk in it, but it doesn't actually have milk or eggs in the ingredients. And I did pick up some of the Biscoff cream original ones, yeah, with the normal Biscoff cream in the middle. I've never actually tried these ones before. I've had the original Biscoff biscuits, which I love, but not the cream ones. But yesterday, I think I'm hormonal at the moment, like I'm due on my period, and which was probably a bad time to go to B&M and pick up all the snacks actually, but it's like really craving some sweet stuff. So yeah, these ended up in my trolley. I also picked up this Trek Power protein bar, which is in a flavour. I've had these before. Sometimes I buy them at train stations and stuff if I'm getting on a long journey, or buy them like to go with my coffee. This one is Millionaire Shortbread, which I've not had before. I'm also not a massive fan of Millionaire Shortbread, so I don't really know, but They are vegan, so I just wanted to try like another flavour just so I know which ones I like and which ones I don't. And finally, I think this is the last item, I picked up the Bourneville Mint Crisp. So some of you who may be vegan or don't eat dairy could be aware of what's been going on with Bourneville over the past, I don't know how long, maybe a few months to a couple of years or something. But basically, it used to say in the ingredients a whole bunch of stuff, and then at the end it would say may contain milk along with a couple other things, because it's produced in a factory where milk is used for other products. But then there was this big sort of, I don't know, there was some sort of discussion about it online, because all of a sudden in the ingredients they've added skimmed milk powder as the final ingredient, which obviously probably means that it's in very small amounts, but nevertheless it's now an ingredient. According to people who've done their research, from what I found from searching about it online, the contents of the bar has not actually changed. It's just they have to declare the milk powder because the machines or the equipment or whatever it is they use, or how present it is in the environment, it's present to a level that means they have to declare it on the ingredients. It's not just like such a small amount that they just have to say may contain. So in my mind, I'm like, well, technically the ingredients haven't changed. The formulation of the bar itself has not changed. So, and I was okay to eat it before, it didn't upset my tummy or anything. So I've just continued to eat it, even though it does say skimmed milk powder. I mean, it could be that actually it's like 0.5%, because in order to say it may contain, it has to be below like 0.2%. I don't know what the actual figures are or anything like that, but yeah, I've continued to eat it anyway. But yeah, this one, Mint Crisp, I've never had it before, and I quite like mint chocolate, so I thought I'll give it a go. I've totally forgot to read out the prices of those last few items. Oreos, £1. The salt and vinegar Pop-tastic, you know, Pringles dupe, £1.25. Biscoff creams, £1.25. The turkey and stuffing crisps were 89p. The almond milk was £1.75. What else did we have? Where are the skincare products? The body cream was £2.99, which seems like quite a lot, but actually when you compare it to the Sol de Janeiro, like what I think it's supposed to be modelled on, is so much more expensive than that. What else did we have? Oh yeah, the Nando's sauce, like the dupe for Nando's garlic sauce, sorry, was £1. And the polypeptide cream was £2.99 as well, which for skincare is not very expensive. The fajita mix was 65p. The protein bar was £1.59, which I think is pretty similar to how much it is everywhere. And then I did also buy a few items which I've already put in the fridge. Salad cream. Used to eat this so much when I was younger, like on everything. I never really had mayo. It was always salad cream, but I just haven't had it for years. And I saw they had quite a large one, like 415 grams for £1.39. So I picked that up. I also picked up another light mayo, but it was the 800 gram bottle, which is like the double-sized bottle, for just £2.89, which is a really good deal. And then finally, I did also pick up a candle. I don't actually know where I put it. Definitely didn't need a candle, but it was one of those weird things where I'd kind of walked down the candle aisle, not picked anything up, because I didn't go with any intention of buying anything like that really. Got to the end of the aisle and something just within me was like, oh, like you should smell this candle. So I smelt it. It's this one. It's called Amber Linen Scented Candle, that's all it says. And it has one of those really satisfying lids, you know, where it's like really soft. But I smelt this and I instantly was back in my nan's house in the 90s. Like when I was growing up, the house that they lived in then, we used to go there all the time. Sometimes we would sleep over, my sister and I, and my nan's house was always spotless and it always smelled so lovely. And I don't know what it was that my nan used, whether my sister actually thinks it might be their soap that they had that this smells like, although she hasn't smelt it when I described it to her. So I don't know if it's the soap or if my nan had some sort of plug-in air freshener, or if it's cleaning products she used, or if it was laundry detergent, because she was always doing housework and stuff. But this smell, like I obviously haven't smelt it since being in that house, because instantly, do you know that feeling of like nostalgia and just like everything you've forgotten about for 20 years just comes like flooding back. All of these times being in my nan's house on the weekend and playing in the garden and having sleepovers, and yeah, it's just wild how a scent can trigger your memory like that. And I just thought, do I need this? But I couldn't walk out the shop because I haven't smelt this in anything since then. So it's almost like this is so precious to me because it's like a scent from my childhood. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to burn it. I might think about buying, I don't know if you've seen on Amazon, you can buy like a lamp that heats the candle gently from above rather than having it like properly burning, and then you get like a really faint scent and the candle doesn't burn down a lot, so it'll last a lot longer. I may invest in one of those just specifically for this candle. I don't tend to burn candles that much anyway because I have asthma and, you know, etc, etc. But yeah, I couldn't believe like the level of nostalgia and just, you know, when something just takes you into your feels. That's what this candle does for me. And it's not even now when I'm smelling it, I'm like, I'm not sure this would be a scent that I would just pick up if it wasn't for having that connection to the scent. Like, I'm not sure how it would fit in terms of the scent profile with other things that I would just pick up because I like the smell. Sorry about that. My friend called and interrupted me while I was talking about my love for this candle. I can't remember where I got to. But yeah, basically this candle is just like, I feel like I just need to not burn it and just have it there to open every now and then and take a whiff and be transported back to the 90s in my head when life was so rosy and I was a child. Oh, it's mad. It's actually mad how a scent can take you, you know, back in time or to a specific place or with a specific person. Like, that's why I love fragrance so much as well, just because it has like the power to do that. If you're going to be in B&M anytime soon, maybe you should try and smell this when you're in there and see if you recognize it as well, because maybe it's like a universal product that a lot of people were using in the 90s, like a specific soap or a detergent, or I don't know, like some house plug-in fragrance or something. And maybe someone will be able to answer the question of what the hell was it that smelt like this when I was growing up in the 90s. Please comment below if you've smelt this and you know what it smells like, because I would really love to know. But yeah, that's everything, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.